It is Mark and Mitch when we are talking. What are we talking today? Guns N' Roses,
Guns
right?
N' Roses, new releases coming up in 2018 that we're excited for.
Yes.
Yep.
Stuff that we're looking forward to. So, all right, let's start off with Guns N' Roses. A couple of years ago, or in fact, 2016, when they had this reunion tour, I rushed out to see them in Toronto because we all thought, I think, that after 6 shows it would implode and we'd never see
Right.
them again. But here we are. They just finished their tour in 2017 in LA, and it was practically 40 songs, the longest show of their career. I mean, how do you look back at this band in the last sort of year and a half?
Yeah, I think we're going back to like what April or the spring of 2016 is when all this started hitting, and I was fortunate enough to catch three of the shows, including what was supposed to be the first show but became the second show that first night in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Center. Saw him then at Giant Stadium in the summer of 2016, and just recently they downgraded to arenas. What kind of band downgrades to arenas? They're not many, but Guns N' Roses, yeah. And what a successful run! Hundreds of millions of dollars made. They've proved the naysayers wrong. I wasn't sure if this arena leg was going to continue to bring in the crowds, and at least in my neck of the woods they did 3 nights in New York, one right across the river in New Jersey, all within a 15-mile radius, and all of them filled, sold out. Incredible. And I'm so glad they're back. Even if we don't have Steven Adler and Izzy Stradlin, I think this has been a great rebirth of the band, with three original members intact. It's been so exciting. I don't know where do they go from here. I would love to, even if it wasn't a full album, get a couple new tracks next year. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, listen, I would like to take even a live album.
Yeah,
Hearing Slash on those,
that's a
they've done
great
now
idea.
eight Chinese Democracy songs, and
Right,
with Slash and Duff, they sound like Guns N' Roses songs now.
right.
You know, I liked Chinese Democracy. Maybe I'm in the minority, but
Oh, I love that
when I
band.
heard them with Slash in concert, all of a sudden you went, "Oh, I didn't realize the song could be that good."
Yeah,
And so it changed everything. So if it's not a new studio album, hopefully a live album. But I saw 3 shows: Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. For me, the Ottawa show was the best show. But there's nothing to complain about.
yeah,
They showed up at 7 o'clock some nights, 7:30 other nights. They were never late. All those Axel is above. Hey, he shut them up, and seriously, I mean, you cannot start
yeah,
complaining about Axel, and folks go, yeah, but in 1992 he showed, yeah, well, you know what, in 1992 we all did stupid things,
yeah.
so what? So,
Exactly.
it's over.
Right.
And as far as 2018, I do think the band needs to take a break just to let the excitement sort of regenerate.
Hmm.
Hopefully they'll get back into the studio and start working on new material. But do they really need to? Probably not.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
I don't.
rumor wise, I'll just finish with
Yeah.
rumor wise. I hear that Slash is in the studio or will
Okay.
be in the studio in December. I hear that Slash will be doing a few select dates with the solo band next
Myles
year
Kennedy.
with Miles.
Yeah.
And, there is a suggestion that AC/DC might do a few shows with Axl. So who knows? If that
Right.
happens, great. And if we get Guns N' Roses back in 2019, seems to me like the world's a perfect place.
Yeah, I mean, and kind of back to your idea about a live album, which I think would be just awesome because you could get those Chinese Democracy songs with Duff and Slash, which and Melissa, I guess at this point, put a whole new life into those songs. What about like a Kiss Alive 2 style thing where they included some studio tracks on the tail end of the live album? I think that would be a great idea. Or even a Van Halen thing where they, do a greatest hits record and release like two new songs. Remember when Van Halen did that back in, what was it,
Yeah.
96, 97? They had that best of
Well,
thing.
they also did the one in 2004 when that had Up for Breakfast and stuff, the
Right,
best of both worlds or
right.
whatever it was called. Listen, I would be anything Guns N' Roses. I just think that if they did a live CD, since they're doing 38 songs, it would have to be like a box set because
Yeah, that's true.
it would have to be like 5 CDs. But yeah, let's throw in a couple of new tunes. And honestly, I really don't care if they just take Slash and Duff and recut them into some Chinese Democracy songs and throw
That's
three of
interesting.
those. You know,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I'll take anything. So no, very successful tour. The naysayers have been shot down. We also do the metal rap show with Mitch Joel,
Yeah.
and you remember he was like, it's never going to happen. They're going to be playing bars by the end of the week. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
He was
So
a
they were
naysayer that definitely was converted, so
converted.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So 2018, what are we
Yes.
looking forward to? Let's start with you. I've got
Yeah.
a few.
Well, definites that I'm looking forward to is the Saxon record is going to be coming out in early 2018. I'm definitely looking forward to that. White Wizard, which is kind of a Maiden-esque band out of LA who've been around for a long time. John Leone is the kind of mastermind of that band, and they have a new album coming out in early January, which I'm very excited for. Wyatt Anderson is back on vocals after being away for at least one album. He is back. They've released a track. I think it sounds great. White Wizard, looking forward to that. Bands I'm hoping for: Rat, Ozzy, a Perfect Circle definitely have a record coming out. Not exactly metal, but I love those guys. Looking forward to that one. I'd love to hear a new Ace record. It sounds like he's working on stuff. Anthrax, Ghost, Armored Saint would be fun. And I would really love to finally get this Mick Mars solo record. I think that would be a
Yeah.
real great treat. We've been hearing about it for just years and years now. Let's finally get that Mick Mars solo record out.
It's the new Chinese democracy, that
Right.
album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really is. It really is.
Uh, I'm going to go with four albums that I know are coming out in 2018. So first one is called Corleone, and that is the guitarist for Gothard, a band out of Switzerland,
Right.
and his name is Leo Leone. And it's interesting because he picked up Ronnie Romero, who's singing with Rainbow, and he
Cool.
re-recorded songs from the first three Gothard albums with this new singer. Now, what's interesting is that Gothard has a new singer. They've put out three albums since they've had a new singer, and instead of re-recording these greatest hits, if you want, with the current Gothard lineup, he went and got Ronnie from Rain. So
Interesting.
it's sort of this
Yeah.
strange
And that guy
dynamic. But
Ronnie has a great voice. I mean, I've seen him just kill like Highway Star and the classic
he
Rainbow and Deep
does
Purple stuff.
absolutely, and I've heard some of these Corleone songs, which are coming out in January, which are the remakes of these early Gothard albums from the '90s, and they sound fantastic. I mean,
Cool.
I don't, this should be a band. This should not just be like some studio project. Should be a band. Next one up is an album called Ammunition by the band Ammunition, and it features former Wigwam singer Age Sten Nilsson. Now, these are a band that had great success in Norway and Europe and all that. The album is fantastic. I've been sent the entire album. It comes out in January 26th, I believe. There's not a weak spot on it. So I don't know
Cool.
if I can say I'm looking forward to it since I already have it, but it is just fantastic. It is a
Awesome.
fantastic, and it's this sort of classic rock album.
Right.
It's I don't want to say melodic rock, but it sort of vacillates between Free and Led Zeppelin and Kiss, and
Oh,
it's
cool.
just right in there. So Corleone, Ammunition, then a band that has the absolute worst name, the Poodles,
Yeah.
out of they have a new album. I'm forgetting the name. I think it's Prisma, but that comes out in January, and I've heard a couple of tracks of that. Sounds good. Love the band. Don't like the name, but the Poodles have a new album coming out. And then, of course, if it is true that Slash is in studio, and if it is true that he's going to do some shows, then obviously I want to hear what the new Slash album is going to sound like.
Yeah.
Oh, and here, while we're at it, this band, Toque. I don't know if you can see that, Toque.
I've heard you
This
mention
is,
them. Yeah.
yeah, if you look on the back here, it's Brent Fitz, Corey Churko, who is Shania Twain's guitarist. Brent Fitz, of course, in Slash's band. Todd Kern, of course, in Slash's bands, and Shane Galas. They did a all Canadian covers album that I just showed you, Toque. But they have a new album coming out in 2018 where they're again going to retake some old Canadian classics. And I saw a Toque show recently. Adorable. It's fun. I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, especially if you're Canadian, because they covered Loverboy and Honeymoon Suite and Trooper and all these Canadian bands.
Cool.
And they played a bar gig, and they did a 2.5 hour set. They didn't just take their fee and say, "Here's 45 minutes, we're going home." They did two. I mean, it was the longest show I've ever seen by a club act. And listen, it's Brent Fitz and Todd Kearns.
Awesome.
Where do you go wrong there? You don't. So Toque, Slash, Ammunition, the Poodles, and Corleone. And if you ask me, I'm the most excited about Corleone because I've heard a couple of tracks, and that Ronnie Romero. People dogged Richie Blackmore and Rainbow for picking him up. Now that I've actually had a chance to dig in, no, he's great. He is
Cool.
great. So there you go. Hopefully you'll like those too.
Yeah, awesome. Looking forward to it. And we want to wish all the viewers a happy holiday season.
Yep.
And spread the word about the Mark and Mitch show. And we will see you back here soon, hopefully next week.
Yeah, hopefully. And this is our sort of YouTube initiative, so do check me out on Twitter as well, at Mitch Lafon. And Mark?
Yeah, talkingmetal.com, and we are in the process of opening a new site, which you can go check out right now. It's talkingrock.net. And of course, Mitch and I both have our podcasts up on iTunes, and Mitch is on Podcast One with Rock Talk with Mitch Lafon. So definitely check Talking Metal out and Rock Talk.
Yeah, and I'm part of the Chris Jericho Network. Always important to
definitely
tag that. There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you,
awesome.
folks, and enjoy the new music that's coming out.